Courage. What an intriguing, terrifying, and fantastical word. It is an important part of human nature to possess courage. It was important for our history that humans possess courage. For if our ancestors had not had it, the American colonists might never have crossed the Atlantic Ocean in search of new beginnings. We might never have had inventions and testing of inventions like the steamboat, the train, or the airplane. Nobody would have ever landed on the moon if not for courage to wander into an entirely unknown black abyss like space. And I am quite certain the Civil War never would have occurred if someone had not the courage to stand up against the injustice of slavery. All of these historical occurrences were brought about because of a person, or persons, who possessed the courage to set about doing them. Many of these endeavors, if not all of them, required people in one way or another to stand up for what they believed in. Furthermore, they required people to stand up against others who believed the complete opposite. So what exactly is courage? I guess the easy answer would be a definition. Merriam-Webster says that courage is the mental or moral strength to venture, persevere, and withstand danger, fear, or difficulty. So, what does it mean to be courageous? It is something of a paradox that I use the word terrifying to describe the word courage. The two words, by definition, are on completely opposite ends of the spectrum. And yet, you could ask any person on the street what it's like to become courageous, and they just might say that it is a fearful undertaking. There are a lot of quotes from a lot of famous people who say just about the same thing about courage, but I think Nelson Mandela said it best. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear. So just because you're afraid of something doesn't mean you can't be courageous in facing up to it. With that being said, I also believe that courage is a choice. Now, these quotes are certainly important in understanding courage, but I think in order to truly comprehend what courage is, it goes beyond just reading a dictionary definition or hearing others describe what it means to be courageous. I think it extends also to witnessing courage in action. I think there's no right or wrong way of describing it. I think the answer is dependent on the individual person. To me, courage looks like living counterculturally. It is standing up for your faith, even if you are the only person in the world who does. Courage is choosing to forgive those who have harmed you. And I mean really harmed you, mentally, emotionally, or physically, regardless of whether they deserve it or not. To me, courage is committing your life to someone else, choosing to serve them ahead of yourself, and making the decision to stay and not break things off, even when you are unhappy or don't want to try anymore. Courage is being vulnerable with your friends or family. In a way, it's reckless abandon. It is confessing your deepest, darkest secrets. It is confessing your struggles, your doubts, fears, unbelief, regrets. Even more so, I believe courage is being honest with yourself about all of these things. For you are so often your harshest and most unkind critic. Courage is a fundamental part of human existence. By choosing to be courageous, we are able to break down so many barriers. It gives us that opportunity to come together, to cooperate with one another, to fellowship, and to unite.